lot of people watching are taking things more seriously, the way you talk about their money, their own privacy, because I think that's a really big deal. What should they do? Say a lot of people watching us are in the G7 or the G20. They're probably in a situation where they have options when it comes to where they can put their money. Should they go ahead and get a Bitcoin wallet and at least understand how this technology works and starts trading? What are the next steps they can take to just get a little more freedom, to open their mind a little bit, to understand more?
Well, just because we had this really very serious conversation about very serious issues of geopolitics in the future doesn't mean that Bitcoin is very serious. I mean, at the same time, it's a lot of fun. It's a really exciting technology. It's a really exciting space. Like, remember what it was like when you first got on the internet? You're like, oh my God, I can talk to all these people all around the world. How much fun is that? Yes, it was empowering for dissidents in China to be able to voice their opinion, but it was also fun, right? So think of Bitcoin that way. It's a technology that opens doors for you. It opens the world up to you, and it's a really fun technology, especially if you like technology. Seeing what the future of money is going to bring and getting that glimpse early, participating in this vibrant community that's full of innovation and creativity and really, really smart people, playing around with these technologies so you can see how they work. I mean, do it just for the fun. And I always make sure to tell people, do not invest your life savings in Bitcoin. It's extremely volatile.
Right.
It's an experimental technology. It's at its early stages. It can move a lot in a day.
Can you explain why it's volatile? And because a lot of people don't have a concept of why or what even volatility means.
So volatility means that you buy a Bitcoin, you spend, maybe you buy a tenth of a Bitcoin, you spend $75 equivalent today, and tomorrow morning it's worth $65. And you're like, what the hell happened? Where did my $10 go? And then the day after it's worth 78, and then it's down to 60, and then it's up to 80, and you're like, what the hell is going on? That's what volatility means.
Okay, got it.
Now, it's getting less volatile with time. Volatility is a function of how big the economy is. Think of it as two seagoing vessels, right? And you've got the US dollar, and that's like the Titanic. It's bloody enormous. There's waves.
The Titanic sank.
Yeah, well.
Is that a reference?
That's not a coincidence.
Okay, so it's a big boat.
It's a giant cruise ship, right? And so what happens when waves bash against the cruise ship? It barely moves, right? Because it's displacing 800,000 tons of water. And then next to it, you've got this...
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside I view is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.
Bitcoin, and it's like a little inflatable speedboat, right? Like a Zodiac. And every time it hits a wave, it bounces. And that's simply a matter of size. As it gets bigger, and we've seen that over the last 8 years, the moves go in a narrower and narrower range, and it gets more and more solid, right? But it still gets pushed around quite a lot. $12 billion sounds like a lot of money, but in terms of national currencies, it's smaller than a Caribbean nation. And because it has global reach, but not yet global size, it gets pushed around a lot. So don't think of Bitcoin as an investment in terms of funds. Maybe you want to diversify a bit, put a bit in to try and see how it goes, but certainly don't invest even a significant amount of money into this technology unless you know exactly what you're doing. Very few people do. Unless you understand how Bitcoin works, you should not be investing large amounts of money in it. That doesn't mean you can't go out and buy half a Bitcoin, 2, 3 Bitcoin, whatever, and try the technology. A lot of times people think that it's expensive, but you can buy 1/100th of a Bitcoin, and then it's $7, right? And you can do that from a Bitcoin ATM, which is like a cash machine. You put maybe a £5 note into it, and it spits out Bitcoin onto your phone.
Yeah, they got one at Old Street Station right here.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you can experience the technology with very little risk.
And these days, the iPhone now has an app where you can put a wallet on there. That didn't exist a couple of years ago.
There's dozens of
dozens now.
wallets.
So you can
dozens
go
of
ahead and
wallets.
carry that currency around on your phone and
Right.
use it as you wish with people that will accept it.
It's sometimes difficult to get in because people don't know how to navigate. Like if you want to get on the web, you have to download a browser. Which browser do you download? Most of them are good, right? As long as you don't download Internet Explorer, right, then you're okay. So your friends will advise you against that. So it's useful to have a friend. Most cities have a big Bitcoin community. So I would say, for example, if you have an iPhone, a really nice wallet to download is Bread Wallet, or you can try a wallet called Copay. If you have an Android, I would recommend a wallet called Mycelium, which means mushroom in Latin, or Copay, again, which is cross-platform and does multi-signature technology. These are wallets that are reliable, sturdy, well-built, and quite secure. I use both, or all three of those myself. I'm not endorsing the specific product. I don't build it. I don't have any financial relationship with any of these companies. But maybe that saves someone from making a bad choice. You've got to realize that on the app stores, there are some rogue wallets that are lurking. So if you just search Bitcoin wallet, you might end up with something that's dangerous. If you try one of these choices, in fact, download several, if you pay Bitcoin to yourself, the system doesn't know the difference between me sending money to you and me sending money to my other wallet on the same phone. So you can have 2 or 3 wallets, you can put £5 in at the ATM, get some money, and then bounce it around and test all the wallets for yourself to see how they work.
Right, and there's no transaction costs.
There is a transaction cost, actually, and the transaction cost has been rising lately because of congestion on the network. It sort of sorts out which transactions people really want to do from junk transactions, if you like.
Okay.
The transaction cost is somewhere between 10 and 15 cents per transaction, regardless of the amount you're transmitting.
Okay, and that's slowly going up because it's more congested.
Yes, and as we find solutions to congestion problem or those get activated on the network, they're probably going to drop again. Okay. But they're dynamically calculated depending on how busy the network is.
Okay.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.